This is the Finish Line podcast, and these are my co-hosts, Naim, Vignesh, and I'm Gaurav Kocher. Naim has been in the sport for 3 years now, and he's been a fan of the sport for almost 18 years. Vignesh has been in the sport for 3 years, and he's also been a fan of the sport for 18 to 19 years since we were born, technically. And so Naim is also a vice national champion. He races in India. Vignesh races all across the world. Not a national champion, but still a very good driver. And he's also won a championship which was hosted by a team. And I am Gaurav, who has won a lot of podiums but not a national champion. And I've been a fan of the sport for 20 years because I'm 2 years older than them. So I have a vast level of knowledge and superiority over them as well. So
do you?
yeah, so this is technically yes, I do. And yeah, so this is us. We're gonna help put as much knowledge out there, show some love, show a lot of love actually.
Yeah, please send money, gifts, subscriptions, whatever you can. Like, we don't say no. Some two most things.
GoFundMe link.
Yeah, GoFundMe link on
Yeah,
our
somewhere or
yeah.
like.
So the also racing is expensive, so
why
we-
not?
Yeah,
That's it. Why not?
yeah, why not?
What have you been up to this week?
So this week, because racing is expensive again, I cannot rely on that. I cannot rely on that completely. So I do three things in my life. I work at Swiggy as a key account manager. So this is a dilemma in my life. When I tell people I drive, they think I drive for Uber and Ola. When I tell people I race, people when I say people I work at Swiggy, they think I'm a delivery boy. No disclaimer, I don't demean anyone, but that's how life is. Like, that's the first thing that comes to a person's mind when I say I work at Swiggy or when I drive. Just putting it out there. But yeah, so I've been working on my company as well. It's called Drama Lama Beverage Company.
Proudly
Yeah,
sponsored.
sponsored and promoting it as well. So please go buy that as well.
Very good
And
coffee.
yeah, and I've been working with Swiggy, so I've been working 14 hours a week. Not complaining, love it, but I would like to get back on the track. What about you, Naim? What have you been up to?
This week I just came back from Allahabad actually, and this is not how my voice is usually. It's a bit more squeakier, but it's just dead because of the amount of dust I've ingested. But also I was reading Adrian Newey's book. I've had it for the past 2 years, but I've never got the chance to read it. And I read books, if that surprises you. I've read like 3.
Who are you telling that for, the girl audience?
I don't know, man. If you like nerds, I'm a nerd, but like, okay. Anyway, skip. But yeah, I've been reading Adrian Newey's book. And did you guys know Adrian Newey was actually charged with manslaughter? Like,
No way.
because of 94. So he was in Williams from 92 till
98,
till 98.
yeah.
Till the time 97 actually, but like August 97. But he was charged with manslaughter. Him and the entire technical team, with Patrick Head and everybody, were charged with manslaughter. Why is there a phone here? Amazing.
Yeah, also, for the kids out there, this is a telephone. Yeah,
This is a phone.
Yeah, it has wires and you have to pick it up with a wire and then talk. It's picked.
Yes,
So,
somebody has picked up the phone. Anyway, yeah. So he was charged with manslaughter over the 94 weekend, and that's
that was Imola.
yeah, Imola for Senna's death. So apparently the entire technical team, along with him and Patrick Head, who were basically the head of the technical team, if I remember right, they were charged with manslaughter, which is absolutely insane to me because that crash was like a little.
But if you think
strange.
about it, the only reason he was charged with manslaughter was because Senna was that famous. If there were 2 deaths that weekend,
Yeah, Roland
80 to 90% of the people would not remember the first death, or no one would care about the first death because Roland wasn't that famous, and Roland wasn't racing for a top tier team. So Senna, so that just shows the disparity in the sport as well. Like
you can see the same thing with like race penalties as well. A penalty will be much harder when people are fighting for first and second.
Yeah.
Like for the top 3 positions compared to like the midfield.
but
if
we're
you just
comparing
see-
a death to a penalty.
Yeah, but then I'm just saying like it's just how Formula One has been for the past 70 years of however long it has been. Like everything that happens in the front It's
True,
just-
but then the
it's-
front has a lot more
yeah.
money. There's nothing involved in death. So when you think about it, 2 people died on the same weekend in a span of 2 days, where the death was confirmed on that day. When Roland died, the death was confirmed on that day itself. When Senna died, the death was confirmed on that day. Yeah, on that day itself. No,
After the race,
I think
but yeah,
after the
technically
race,
same day. Yeah.
the same day, and the podiums went on. It was a silent podium, but the podiums went on, and people they paid respect to both the racers. But then later on, there was no social media back then, but the newspapers, everything was about Senna, not Roland.
Yeah, that sucks. But like again at the same
But
time,
again, Senna was
Ayrton Senna. He
Yeah.
Three-time champion.
drifted around Monaco with one hand
Yeah.
on the steering wheel and the other on the like shifter. So like he was that famous. He was a triple world champion. So you can't, you know,
Yeah.
can't. But also it sucks because there were 3 accidents. 2 of them fatal. One put Rubens Barrichello in the ICU or something. I think like he was critically injured. I think if I remember right. So yeah. On that bummer, Vignesh, what have you been up to?
So I was in Hyderabad for the Hyderabad E-Prix this previous weekend. I was there as a volunteer to try and learn more about the sport from behind the scenes perspective. I was also there to meet a few key people to try and introduce myself to them so I get a race seat in the future.
Did that help?
It did. I did get to meet the Mahindra team principal, the McLaren team principal, and a lot of the drivers as
What's
well.
their name?
Who's?
The McLaren team principal.
Ian James. I met him.
He knows too much.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I've been up to, and since then I've been training because I have to head to the UK this weekend for a championship shootout final, and if I win that, and everything will be posted on this channel as well, and if I get that, I have a full season in the GT Cup UK. So that's what I've been up to this weekend and this whole week.
Send him love, guys. He needs it, and
Yeah.
send him money.
So do you want to talk about a little about how the shootout works, how you got into it?
Yeah. So the first thing
First thing he hid from us. We did not know he was going. Apparently, we're his closest friends when it comes to
Yeah,
the
and
racing fraternity. Goes
We're
to
also
Malaysia.
closest rivals. Also closest rivals. So keep information secure. Very important.
Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He went for French F4. I did not know. He went
But
and
we
then
were
posted.
Right.
Yeah, you were friends.
We were friends in
French
French
F4, I
F4.
told you.
No.
No,
Yeah.
you posted a story from Paul Ricard, and I was like, what the?
I
fuck?
never went to Paul Ricard.
No, I mean whatever. Like you were. Where did you go testing? Like Bugatti circuit? No.
Yeah, Bugatti.
Yeah, but he puts a story and he's like, oh, I'm in French.
I
I'm
put
in
a
French.
post before.
No, you
that.
didn't. Whatever. I saw it. I found out then, and I was like, damn. I thought we were friends, Vignesh.
Back to the scholarship details.
Yeah.
That's how you change topic. Good.
So I wasn't gonna go for it anyways because the seats were all gone. But then I had a pretty dismal weekend in the JK Tire Championship, and I wanted to move out of India for racing because it's a lot better there with the balance of performance, etc. So there was one last seat open which I signed up for, and I flew to the UK just for 2 days for this event, where we were driving around Blyton Park with over 100 candidates trying to get a seat in the 911 GT3 Cup, and we drove around in the Golf Cup car, I think the MK6 I believe, and only 10 get selected for the finals, and proud to be one of them. And this weekend, the next weekend I go back to the UK to try and win the finals to drive the 911 GT3 for the entirety of the GT Cup Championship. So that is how the championship works.
Damn,
The shootout
that
works.
makes me feel bad about myself. But yeah, all the best, Vignesh. I hope you do well. But
Yeah, same. All the best.
Vignesh is our co-host and not a guest, as per
Yeah.
se. He's just a co-host, so he's like a little ass. But all the best anyway. But you suck. Yeah.
Moving on.
All of you, I want to know. If I remember right, Gaurav, you played cricket as a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah,
I-
I was a national level cricketer. I represented my state in
What
Tamil
state?
Nadu, state of Tamil Nadu. So I'm from Tamil Nadu. I grew up there. Basically, ethnicity wise, I'm Rajasthani, but I grew up in Tamil Nadu. So best of both worlds, I guess. And yeah, so I played cricket for my from my state, Tamil Nadu, and I always wanted to race, but then there wasn't much scope in Kannur to race, and I had to go to Coimbatore. I used to go kart when I was really young. I used to go kart when I was 8, 9 years old, but then I was all in Coimbatore, and I was almost 80 kilometers away from home, so I couldn't really go every other day or practice. So that was a little hard. So then I chose cricket, and then I actually flourished in that as well. But once I moved for college, I started racing again. And the first some funny story, I went for training with this team called Prudent Motorsports. I don't think they're still
I
alive.
don't.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
So I went there, and it was the first level 1 training program. And I did
So
really,
like
really
shitty 4-stroke cards.
no, 2-stroke. They have
Two-stroke,
two-stroke, yeah.
level 1.
So first day is 4-stroke, second day they give us 2-stroke.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I was like, first day
Yeah.
2-stroke, not at all.
You were going in the wall.
Yeah. And it was a road tax, it was a 16 horsepower, I think. 16. Yeah, 16 horsepower.
That must have been
That's like pro cards at
Yeah.
Ajmera, right?
Yeah, that's pro
No, but then those are 2-stroke. Are they 2-strokes?
No, four.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference between 4-stroke and 2-stroke? Just for our viewers, so 4-stroke is the normal fun cars that we drive. That also has subdivisions. There's 4 horsepower, 6 horsepower, 8 horsepower, 12 horsepower, 16 horsepower. 16 horsepower are usually used for racing, 4-stroke cars. And then there's 2-stroke. 2-stroke, do you want to talk about, because you're more technical, do you want to talk about 4-stroke, the difference between 4-stroke and 2-stroke?
Man, it's just really hard to explain. So like, but in essence, a 4-stroke, the easiest way to explain, unfortunately, a 4-stroke engine is the way of saying suck, squeeze, bang, blow. That is honestly I can't say it with a straight face ever, but like that is exactly how a combustion engine works. So it sucks in air, it squeezes the air and fuel mix, and then there is a spark, it bangs it, and then it blows it out in exhaust. That's literally how a combustion engine works. That's a 4-stroke. But a 2-stroke only has 2 strokes, as the name suggests, instead of a 4-stroke. Like, it doesn't have a suck, squeeze, bang, blow. It has
Bang and blow.
PG-13. But yeah, it does have bang and blow. So the piston goes down, it takes in the mixture, and then the exhaust is, if I remember right, just above. No wait, the exhaust is just near the piston, the correcting rod. So as the piston goes down, it takes the air in, and then the intake is just above it, so it comes in. It is too technical for the podcast, but like yeah.
Science lessons with name racing.
Name racing. Maybe we will have an
Failed
entire.
engineer,
Maybe, yeah, maybe we'll have an entire episode on that one day if you'll show us some love. But yeah, so then I went. This was in Miko Kartopia in Bangalore, and I finished the level 1 program, and the team loved me so much that within 10 days they asked me to come for a championship in Dubai.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Did something happen?
in that,
Did you win a race also? If I remember right, you won a race, right?
so in that they have this shootout where the 6-7 drivers they race. That I won, but they also have this. They also have this thing where in Dubai I won Spirit of the Race.
What is that supposed to mean?
So basically I was a newbie and
Like a rookie thing.
yeah, like a
okay.
rookie thing, and I did pretty well for my first time.
Oh, that's
So I won Spirit of the Race. Consolation prize was still a trophy, not a medal. A
This
trophy.
is like football and cricket ka fair play award.
Yeah, but then
Guys, Gaurav is blushing.
sorry, I don't have a championship. Sorry, he squeezed me and I lost the championship. We have evidence of it.
Now we do.
Yeah.
And it has been deleted.
It has been proven that name was the reason I lost a championship.
Never happened.
But
Very
yeah,
important information. Name is also a very, very dirty defender.
That is not true.
We have to prove
That is not true. That is
But-
not true.
yeah. So I started off with cricket. You played water polo, swimming. You did swimming.
Yes.
Tell us about that and how did you transition into racing and why
Random.
swimming first and then racing?
Swimming, because my dad was like, shit, he has too much energy, so he needs to he needs to put it somewhere. That's honestly the truth. I was interested in swimming, but after a point I got tired of it because like there was too much politics, which I hate.
But that's in every
There's
sport.
politics
Are
everywhere.
you,
Yeah, but then
are you
swimming
saying
politics
in
was
racing
shit.
there's no politics?
Yeah, there is, but like swimming politics was just sad.
So you're
That's
saying
what-
racing politics is not sad?
Racing politics is about money.
We're
Swimming
not
politics is
taking
not
any
about money.
names here.
True.
No names here.
No names, but like racing politics, it's very open. Nicholas Latifi has a seat because money, but like that's also considered politics. But again,
He doesn't anymore.
yeah, he doesn't anymore. Lol. RIP. Anyway,
But
yeah. So I was a
actually,
swimmer.
if you think, oh yeah, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, sorry. I was a swimmer for. I still swim. I still play water polo. I was a racing fan for a very long time, and I wanted to do it when I was a kid. But then my dad told me the same thing his dad told him when he wanted to do something. That was no. So I didn't. I didn't have a choice. Then I kept playing water polo. I played for. I was supposed to be in the India team, but then
Oh, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
you didn't. So like I was going to go for the camp for in the Indian water polo team, but then that never happened. Like I was stupid enough that I had my 12th boards at the time, so I didn't go for the national camp, and then that's why I couldn't go for the international camp.
That sucks, man.
That
It's
sucks
gotta
ass.
suck.
But I couldn't go, and then because I was like, oh yeah, I'll be 18 next year, so I can do it. And then that exact year they changed the rules.
Talk
So,
about
like,
right place, wrong time.
yeah. Talk about wrong place, wrong time, right place, right time, everything. Every single shit happened to me. But okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
But that got
my life.
into racing, so.
Yeah?
Like,
Yeah,
that got you into racing. So.
That didn't get me into racing. My failed engineering career got me into racing, but okay.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you would have continued water polo, you wouldn't have got your hand on a race car.
No, but then I still play water polo. And
No,
I
but like
still play really well.
nationals. No, but like nationals.
That is still the most that would have done was get me another year of water polo. But like,
Do you
that was-
regret your whatever you did?
Moving on, Vignesh, what about you?
So I used to play football district level for my school, but yeah, I was a very, very, very chubby kid. Insert photo. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, I was part of my school team as a defender because apparently fat people defend.
Were you a
God
goalkeeper?
tier.
Because
No,
every
No,
a fat
yeah.
person, a fat kid is always the goalkeeper.
No.
We played.
I was the
I
right
remember.
back. I remember very well. I was the right back, and my coach just told me one thing every single time: whenever you get the ball, kick it outside. So that is just a throw in, and there's no other thing. Like the other team can't come in and try and score. Then we also played state, I believe, and we went to Goa for that. And yeah, dude, the first match we played, we lost like 12-0. Yeah, but to be fair, we were 7 in one team and the other team had like 11, like a full side.
Okay.
How is that possible?
How do they
Yeah.
even allow you to
Okay,
play?
okay. Let me put this very clear. I was in the B team of the school, like A and B, so B team. So we were all just a bunch of people
Subs.
who wanted to, like go to Goa with like the school team and have fun, but nothing ever happened because it was so boring. Yeah, we lost the match 12-0, and the next match we played with our
18.
A team, we lost 1-0 because we kicked
Oh.
every ball to outside.
Well,
And
at least-
that is some key memories I have from
At least Vignesh
school.
listens to instructions. Good to know.
Yeah, and well, racing started for me in 2017, I believe. The first F1 race. I used to watch motorsport on and off quite often, but then when I properly started following F1 was, I believe, the Singapore Grand Prix 2017, where the front three had a crash going into turn one. The
that was
race,
Vettel.
the Vettel
Yes,
Raikkonen
Vettel,
Verstappen
Raikkonen.
race.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, so and I was a hardcore Seb fan all along because I used to support him during his Red Bull days as well. But yeah, that's essentially where it kicked into me, and then I went karting with a few of my mates, and that was alright. I think I did decently well. But then I did a training program at the Allenberg School in California, and I was dead after one session, which was maybe like 6-7 laps, and I was following a pace car which was going about 20% pace of the actual thing. And because I was a very chubby kid, I was properly spent by the end of it. Then after that, I started taking things seriously, and we're here today recording a podcast as 3 accomplished national and
Accomplished.
international racing drivers. Oh yeah, well you got podiums national levels. He's a national vice champion. I've been racing abroad and in India. I'd say we're accomplished.
No,
Okay.
Like a decent
Not yet.
amount.
not
Not
yet.
yet.
Like I've got my name on race driver DB, so
You suck so much.
but I'd say we're all pretty good and pretty on
Fair.
pretty good
Yeah.
level terms because we go karting quite often and that's a lot of fun. Lap times are.
Usually-
I've always been the fastest.
He's always been the quickest because he's the only one with karting experience. The both of us.
Oh.
Go, yeah, I've never karted.
So you're
Yeah,
still
you
race.
but
yeah,
there's
but
a
then-
difference between
No.
karts and cars.
So that what makes a good driver from an excellent driver is once he
But
steps
like
into the car, it's go. It's
Okay, let me just make this very clear. I'm quicker than him in cars.
No, you're not.
Okay,
No, you're
okay,
not.
okay. Let's make this very clear. My first weekend in MMRT with slicks, I beat Gaurav. Okay, so
By how many seconds? No, first
6
race.
tenths.
First race.
6 tenths. I
Second
beat
race
you in
I
qualified.
6 tenths.
My second race weekend ever, I had a P2, competing with multiple national champions.
You didn't have a P2.
Yeah, I did.
In the KMS.
Yeah, that was my second
Hey,
race
shit,
weekend ever.
get
Hey, that was an
But-
endurance race. That was a 50 lap race
But
also.
wait,
Get
wait.
the-
That was my first time also in MMRT. And secondly,
You had a better car.
No, I didn't.
No, okay, leave the car. Secondly, you beat me one race, I beat you one race. So
Fair
So, but
play.
technically I had more points though.
Okay, so
Qualified, I
at the
beat you.
end of the day, no fights. We're all pretty equal. Level playing field as drivers. So let's move on. We don't want any fights. We don't want this podcast. Bro, you're gonna finish each other to the what finish line?
Yeah. We are the finish line, bro.
We are the finish line.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's essentially how the three of us got started with racing. These are our stories, and the following podcasts are going to be a lot of insight into our lives as racing drivers and how we've become what we are today and how we've reached where we are today, following with a lot of insider information and gossip as well. We're also at the same time we're also going to be discussing the new 2023 F1 season, which is coming right up in the next couple of weeks, and hope you all are as excited as we are for this championship, because I'm hoping it's a three-way fight to the title with Mercedes, Red Bull and the Ferrari. What do you guys think?
Still proudly sponsored by Ramallah.
But yes, I want our ideal situation: Hamilton winning the world championship
Likewise.
and Ferrari winning the drivers' constructors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair play. I
Yeah.
won the 8th title.
Also, speaking about Vettel, I started watching F1 in 2007. 2007,
Yeah.
Kimi won that year, right? 2007. No, I started watching a year before that when Alonso beat
Alonso,
Hamilton.
yeah.
No, Alonso beat
Hamilton was
Schumacher.
better, yeah.
Alonso beat Schumacher. So I started watching then. I used to hate Vettel because I was a Ferrari fan from the beginning. I've always been a Ferrari fan. I hated Vettel. He was a new kid in the block beating a Ferrari, which was really disappointing. And his attitude those days was
He wasn't the sweet.
he wasn't the
that we know him
sweetest.
now.
Yeah, Vettel.
He was like in his villain era.
yeah. He was Verstappen plus 2x. Not
Worse.
Verstappen 2x.
Worse than Verstappen.
Yeah, 2x. That's
Multiple
what
times
Verstappen
worse,
2x.
So
Like
think,
his
think
aggression.
Verstappen 2021, but like twice.
Yeah. So Vettel, but the racing that he did was insane.
Clean.
No doubt. Clean, insane. Not always clean, but
Majority.
The hardest line I've ever heard was spoken by Vettel. I was
was
racing,
I
I
was
passed.
faster,
I
I passed him, I won.
yeah.
Dead. Dead
That
to
was on
it.
his teammate Mark Webber. You all should watch that race. It was
Malaysia.
2013.
Malaysian Grand Prix. It was insane.
Yeah.
So that, and I also think when Vettel lost his aggression, what he was 110% as a driver, once he let go of that aggression, I think his driving also went down by 10%.
Yeah, I think the key turnaround moment for him was 2018 Hockenheim.
No, even before that. I'm saying like once he left Red Bull, when his aggression went down. Like,
No, dude, for Ferrari, he actually raced quite well. He got them their first win in Malaysia in 2015, right?
But all his championships were lost because of his mistakes.
I mean, 2017.
So 17 towards the end, Mercedes was just too
No,
powerful.
2017 was just one, the Ferrari PU was pretty unreliable.
Yeah.
They had a lot of engine penalties, and he did make a few mistakes. But like again,
Not
like Singapore,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it
when
was
you-
a bit of his mistake. But again, he could have, because again he was leading the championship at that point by like 40
yeah,
points or something.
exactly.
So like he had all
Yeah.
the cushion in the world. But
Well,
again,
same
you have-
thing in 2018 as well, right?
But exactly,
No,
Red Bull
18
days.
18 he did not have that big of a cushion. I think in honestly 2017 he had a much better chance of winning the championship than 18.
Yeah, but Red Bull days, he was, that aggression did not, like, he was out there. He was
Yeah.
fighting to be the top guy. But
Yeah, because he wasn't leading the championship like half the time. It was Alonso
Yeah.
in that shitbox of
Exactly.
Ferrari, which understeered and oversteered in the same corner at the same point. God knows how he drove that.
legend.
But at the same time, Vettel is a guy who was known to come back from everything
Guns
despite
blazing.
despite all odds. Yeah, and I think like, as he said, he's failed as a Ferrari driver to win them the championship.
Because of the aggression. Is
Well,
what, at least not because of the aggression, but
I think it's a lot of factors contributing to it,
Yeah,
including the
but
car as
car as
well.
well,
But then
yeah.
also his personal, hope of maybe I'm not. I don't want to push anymore. I just want to have a clean race and get back
yeah,
home.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think we started to see his aggression back in 2022 when he started pulling mad moves with that Aston Martin. Yeah, I think one of the key things is round the outside and Kota on Magnussen. That was just top.
But
tier
also, do
racing.
you think that was because
He was
of the
done with the
internal
pressure.
politics in the team where, that's what brought his aggression back.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's what 2019, I
think
would
that's
say the
what you
same
need
thing.
as a
Yeah.
driver. You need
Yeah.
something to push you. for
Yeah,
something to
2019,
keep you
same
going.
thing I think would have happened at Ferrari, but then
He
like, there was nothing on the table for him at Ferrari. Like,
Yeah.
Ferrari was like,
He
done.
did have a lot of incidents that year, along with Brazil crash with his teammate.
Russia 2019.
Oh yeah. The deal for
let
the-
Charles
the
pass.
race.
Yeah, Charles passed.
Nope, let him catch up, buddy.
Yeah.
But then ultimately, I
He didn't
think
tell him to. No, he
had a
lost his
engine-
MGUK.
engine, yeah, something like that.
No
right.
K, no K.
Do you
Bring back the phone.
Do you think Ferrari?
I mean, this year.
This year the car looks fantastic.
Oh, 2019, you mean?
Yeah, do you think Ferrari did something to the MGUK?
Let us know.
In the comments.
I don't. They won't necessarily do it, but like, because they lost the race anyway. If they would have, I don't know.
Charles didn't win that
they-
race, did he?
No, they. But the thing was, they effed him over with the strategy, and like Charles came out ahead.
I think the same thing happened to him in Aston also. They've always been putting Stroll in front of him with strategies for the past year. and a half.
Lawrence, if you're watching, I do not. I am not with him. I like Lance. Please give me some money.
No, I like Lance too, but then the strategy. I mean, he's a good driver, but he's very inconsistent. Is what
He is.
he is inconsistent.
Let's not.
I also think that.
I know
because-
what. Tell me who your favorite drivers. Gaurav.
So over the years, I did not realize this. It was Vettel.
Yeah.
So it has always been a Ferrari driver, but it was always once I discovered, once I became a little mature and saw Vettel driving, it became Vettel, and then I realized this 2 years back when Lewis Hamilton lost the championship that I love Lewis Hamilton. That last lap, I realized that I love Lewis Hamilton. So I feel like right now my favorite driver is Lewis Hamilton.
Vignesh.
On the
Lewis
grid.
Hamilton. For
Right
sure.
now, or like in general, at all, not the current grid, but like in general.
Senna.
Oh, for
Senna.
me,
Yeah, Senna.
no, it's for me. It's always
Ayrton
been Hamilton, and to a great extent, it's also been Jenson Button just because of his driving style, being ultra smooth.
Yeah.
Being ultra smooth with the wheel. Because if you look at onboards from his Braun year,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
he's just extracting everything by being like ultra smooth.
Also,
Yeah, but
people who don't know, Braun, what
Is
Mercedes
Mercedes.
is today, was Braun back in the day in 2008.
And that was
9.
Honda before that.
BR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Honda, then BR before that, and then Tyrrell before that.
Yeah.
But
But then Braun was
Also,
top tier.
Yeah.
he was doing that because they had no spares technically. Like they had very few spares.
Yes, but then that also, like, if you look at his driving style, it's just so clean.
It
And
is.
that is what I want to be as well. And that's why when I first got into the LGB cars, I was
He's
driving
going
it-
smooth and you have to go like this in
Yeah,
every
and,
corner.
and then I got like a good by our coach Vishnu Prasad, and he was like, "Buddy, you got to drive this car like it's on
Like it's carts.
yeah,
Like
like
it's
that car is
carts.
basically a
It's
cart.
just not a- it's basically a cart on steroids, but not
No.
really.
Not really, yeah, no.
But
I
not
wish a
really.
cart handled that. I wish like
No,
that
but-
car handled that well.
No,
that
but
cart well.
for real, that's my style of driving. It's always been very smooth, and that's why when I get put into cars with like proper wings, I'm quick right off the bat because it just suits my driving style. And I think Jensen's been an inspiration for me that way, and also now Lewis Hamilton, because if you look at his driving style, it's just very minimal steering, like a
Yeah.
kart, like mid corner to
Yeah.
have rotation, and then brake very deep. I think that's also something that I picked up from him, and it's been good. And for overtaking, I think Ricardo
Yeah.
still
Ricardo.
a
Oh,
god
yeah,
to me.
Same god. The
I have
late braking.
I have a lot of overtakes that I've made over the last couple years, which has been really deep on the brakes, just managing to keep the car in control. But yeah, it's been fun. These are the drivers I've taken my inspiration from. How about you?
What about you?
I forgot what I was gonna say. I was
Kimi,
gonna say
man.
something. Yeah, I know. Like I know Kimi is my favorite driver. Kimi is my favorite driver. If you follow me on Instagram somehow, there is no way you wouldn't have seen that.
His race helmet.
I copied Kimi Raikkonen's 2005 like racing like his helmet design, like and it's my favorite thing ever. Kimi is my favorite driver. There is no reason he won't be. Again, he was my childhood favorite because again I was a kid and I didn't know any better. But over the years I've learned that why I liked Kimi so much. It is not because of the stupid memes and stuff, because it's honestly just because of how good of a driver he is. But also I was gonna say, now I remember, you know, I read it somewhere or I listened to, I don't remember where, but Hamilton does not have a different line in the rain compared to what. So if you everybody,
It's very dry line-ish.
so
I've seen that.
everybody knows what a wet line is because of Verstappen's 2016 Brazil
Yeah.
race.
Just that around the
Yeah.
outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just go around the outside because there is rubber, so like you
Rubber.
get more grip
Yeah.
in the
There
rain.
is no rubber.
There is no rubber. That's
There
how
is
you
no
get
yeah,
rubber.
there is. Sorry,
No.
there is.
No rubber.
There is like excess rubber on the left, like on the.
Yeah, but then you're not on the racing line,
Yeah.
so it's not like an
Yep.
ice rink.
Yep. So, on Hamilton though, in the wet or the dry, he has exactly the same braking and
That's because his
acceleration
dad
points.
taught him that to do. in
Not
the-
not just his dad, but like
Well, that's-
he sorts everything out
Yeah.
with his steering wheel. Like I've seen that. I don't remember. I think Hungary 2009 or something like that shit box of a McLaren. He drove, and I think I don't know. It was not there, but somewhere.
even 2008, I think the British
Singapore,
GP,
yeah,
the British GP, as well.
Silverstone.
Yeah.
He brakes and then he sorts everything out with his like
Yeah.
steering. That is the best like wet weather like drive I've seen.
yeah.
Honestly.
Point blank, if you're a racing fan, you cannot hate Hamilton.
Yeah.
You cannot race.
I mean-
if you are a racing fan, if you are a Drive to Survive fan, if you are a Verstappen fan,
If you're a Drive to Survive fan, I know for a fact that you're a Lando Norris fan.
Hey, I'm on. I like Lando.
No, but like I'm talking about people who've just come up, you know.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Anyway, but like
but
it's
you
okay.
cannot hate Hamilton.
It's
because-
okay to
yeah.
like Drive to Survive. I don't blame you
Yeah.
from because that's how you get exposure. Like nobody ever told you to watch Formula One,
Yeah.
so it's okay. But again,
Don't base your judgment of the sport only by that.
Yes.
Because
exactly.
there's a lot more going on in the sport, and you cannot hate a driver
Yeah.
firstly. And if you are hating on Lewis Hamilton, look at where he's come from. Look at where he is right now, and look at the Rosberg, the greatest achievement that he has.
Equal
is
machinery.
equal machinery beating Lewis Hamilton. That says something about Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
That and Rosberg wasn't a bad driver.
Yeah. Do you know that Lewis made a tweet when Fernando spoke about him? So he made a tweet with him with his hand on Alonso's shoulder in 2007. A picture, and
yeah,
just
yeah.
with this,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Oh, this guy only knows how to start
Yeah.
from the lead.
Yeah.
So he just did that.
Oh yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Being a rookie driver, beating a two-time
but
champion.
But I will vouch for Alonso because one, the 2006 to 2007 tires were really different, and
Posture-inducing.
that McLaren was a complete different car to drive from that Renault.
But come on, you have to give credit.
I
to a
do
rookie.
give credit to Hamilton, but learning how to drive one car is much easier than adapting from one car to another.
But at the same time, you also want to look at drivers who've done it very well, changing different cars,
I mean-
like Carlos Sainz. He's been
Yeah, he's been
Kimi
insane.
himself, 2007. He won Australia by pole, from
Yeah.
pole.
Yeah.
True, but then if you think about it, he was a rookie, like in F1.
He's never driven an F1 car
I
before.
agree.
Alonso's been in
I
F1
mean-
since 2001.
I mean,
I don't
I am
mean
not
Alonso.
saying
Again, if you're an
that
F1
very good
fan,
driver.
if you're an F1 fan, you cannot hate a few drivers.
You
No,
can't
you can
hate
hate
anyone.
Yeah, you can't hate.
You
no.
can't. You can hate Alonso for a few things, but
For a few things, yes, but then not for his
Well,
driving, not for his racing, because
But I think you can't hate a driver in general because you don't want
no,
to
Mazepin I can, I can.
Okay, Callum Ilott, if you're listening, I hope you're alright, man. I know you've gotten smacked in the face.
we
You
are
know, he
sending
actually
him.
did an
Yeah,
interview
yeah.
with some people on Instagram. I saw this recently. He got smacked by
Yeah,
Mazepin.
Mazepin.
Yeah, it's damn funny.
But I can, but also thinking about people who come from money. Do you think that Lance Stroll, the only reason he's not consistent because he had a very easy way into the sport?
Do you know?
No.
Apparently, Lance was taught by somebody on his team, like his teammate, in some junior series. Like his dad actually paid that dude because he was fast. Like his teammate was faster than him.
I was
So
that
he-
dude.
So he paid. If you had that much money, you would not be sitting here. But his dad paid that dude to coach Lance so that he's fast. I think it was in New Zealand in the Toyota Racing
Yeah,
Series.
yeah, no,
But if you think about it, Lance is not a bad driver.
He's not. He's
a
not.
very-
He's not at all.
a consistent
he's a
driver.
very good driver in the wets, though. He's a
very good driver in the West, and he's a good driver in general.
But like,
I'm
if,
not sure if
if
he
it's
deserves.
if he's Formula One level, maybe.
No, but have you seen the way that he responds to his engineers when he's given too much to do at once? He loses his mind because his engineer, I believe his name is Brad, and he's like, Lance, can you do this? And he's like, I'm doing. You just shut up and some shit like that. And well, the guy, by no means is he a slow driver because he outright won the F3 championship with Prema in his
Yeah.
first year.
Yeah.
And I believe he also won quite a few races in the Toyota Racing Series. He's a very good driver, but then I'd say inconsistent. But I think this year, previous year 2022, I think he's like managed to pick his form back up again. You know, racing with Vettel
But like he
to a decent.
Vettel beat him.
Beat him
Yeah.
quite significantly.
Vettel beat him, but then I feel Lance has become a lot more reliable.
But
as a
also,
driver.
yeah,
Vettel,
probably.
but also, Stroll was the number one driver for the team. Vettel wasn't.
Yes.
Like,
Well, we know why, but then we're not getting into that. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Why not? Yes.
But I mean, it should be a different challenge this year with Alonso.
Oh yeah. Who do you have your money on this year?
like for the championship.
Yeah. But like drivers.
Hamilton.
Can I talk to you after the first qualifying of the season, please?
That's not
But
allowed.
Hamilton. I feel like this year, I personally, I feel Toto Wolff is the smartest man alive on the grid right now, and
Didn't know Toto Wolff drove.
yeah, like
No,
on the
Toto
grid.
Wolff isn't actually driving.
Yeah.
Not on the grid, as in in the
Yeah,
in
sponsored
the,
by Red Bull.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Toto Wolff is the smartest guy in F1 currently after Adrian Newey, or like comparable, I would say.
Hey, Adrian knew he's just.
You also gotta give credit to James Allison, man. For the
No
motor.
man, James Allison is also responsible for that 2008 Honda. Okay.
Okay, but then he's been able to turn it around. Never mind. Actually, you finish your point.
Yeah, so Toto Wolff, I'm pretty sure he would not let the Mercedes go down. Like after what happened last year, I'm pretty sure this year he's come prepared for the championship.
I mean, true, but then again, it's not just him. No, it's their development was pretty quick last year, but the only reason they were that close to Ferrari was because they had to turn their engines down.
Yeah.
Because they had reliability issues from the turbo, so they had to turn their engines down. But again, I think.
But they knew that the last season was a lost cause for them, so they had already started
Such a
developing
cause,
for the car for this year.
They didn't start developing it till the time they fixed that porpoising shit.
Yeah,
So-
but that was halfway into the
Yeah.
season. It was still.
But
a-
that's bad
Yeah.
because teams usually start development, I think, in June, July.
But I still remember last year's race in Baku when Hamilton couldn't get out of the
Yeah.
car with the porpoising issue. But I'm hoping they come back with full vengeance and they're,
Yeah,
up,
for
they're up
sure.
there for sure.
Yeah.
I don't mind it being a 6-way fight for the driver's title because it's just
6. That's
well,
bold. Who 6?
two Red Bull, two Ferrari.
I don't think
two.
Perez will.
Bro, do you think this is 2010?
Yeah. I don't think Perez
No,
will
but
fight to the championship.
well, for sure it'll be close, right?
Hey,
I don't
Perez
think-
was leading the championship at one point.
I don't think Red Bull will allow Perez to fight for the championship.
The moment he does that, Perez, you're out. Sorry, Ricardo, back in the seat.
And then Ricardo will fight for the championship, so.
Nani's out as well.
Then who will the
Yuki.
No, then back to Danny Kvyat.
Yeah, you come back again, buddy. We need your services again.
Third time lucky.
Yeah. No, but he's racing, I believe, LMP2 with Prama.
Yeah.
Prama?
Yeah. But think about it, Gasly as well. He got fucked.
Gasly got the best deal in the world. with
Alpine.
Alpine,
Oh my
yes,
God.
Alpine for sure, but he's a very good driver, Gasly.
But again,
Last year was
wrong place, wrong time, right? Wrong place, right time, whatever.
Yeah.
just that Red Bull. You know, I've actually, side note, I've actually realized that I really like cars with brakes on the front, like front biased cars.
Yeah, me too.
Even
Yeah,
with like
rotation helps with rotation.
even
Helps
with I was riding a bike last week or something, a 200 RS Pulsar, and like I hit the brake. I was like, "What is this rear brake, man?" And then I hit the front brake. I'm like, "This is amazing!" go. Went all like that car's like that bike has like a 12k red line, 11k red line. Go.
11K red
go. It just went. It's a
That means
bike.
for
dude.
sure you're going to like the McLaren if you've ever given a chance to drive.
You know
because the
the-
McLaren is very.
Front, yeah.
Yeah,
Front.
yeah.
I love
Yes.
front like diving car. I love them a lot.
So it's essentially like carrying the brakes
Yeah.
into the corner,
The corner.
which
Anirudh
for some
hates it.
reason Ricardo
Anirudh
can't.
hates that I like that.
Oh yeah.
Anirudh hated it because my car last round in JK was like balanced braking, like it was almost 50-50, and I was like, no,
Front.
I
more
want
front.
more front. He's like, why? Are you understeering? I'm like, no. Are you having braking problems? I'm like, no. Then he's like, why the fuck do you want? Like,
Yes.
I'm like, just give me what I want. So that I hit the brake and I dive, so that I can lift the throttle, like I can lift from the brake much more, like sooner.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. And I did that with bikes as well. And when you press the brake, it just goes like that. It doesn't do a stoppie, fortunately, or else I would have been like, this podcast would be happening without me.
Yeah. So much better.
Oh.
Either that or he'd be racing MotoGP in Malaysia right now.
Yeah. It's this weekend, right? The first
Oh no,
week.
they just have testing right now.
Oh.
Like pre-season.
Okay. Who do you have your money on in MotoGP? Who do you have your money on in IndyCar?
Oh my god. Pato.
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 Everybody
Ericsson.
loves Pato.
Yeah, everyone loves.
Pato,
No one hates
Pato,
Pato. Yeah.
Because if you've seen his Instagram story, it's like random animal drives all the time, man.
He's
He's
cutest.
legit a very,
Good
very
driver.
rapid driver.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, even Ericsson is mega.
Yeah.
He's mega. But,
Grosjean.
he's been like on and off, but like pretty much up in. But Tony Kanaan is retiring this year after the Indy 500.
Grosjean, I've actually realized he's not used to ovals. That's why he's not that great at them in IndyCar. But
Road
road
courses, he's
courses,
quick.
holy
Yeah,
shit, dude!
Yeah.
He's quick.
He's quick.
Yeah.
Like mid Ohio,
Hmm.
I think last year when he got a podium. I'm not sure. I think mid Ohio,
Hmm.
dude. Like I don't remember what race it was, but like holy shit, dude! That drive from Grosjean. Alright. As it turns out, this is where the recording stopped, and we were like, ah shit. And we were too bored to record it again. So anyway, like, comment, whatever. We really enjoyed making this one, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it. There is a lot more stuff to come, and I hope you guys subscribe or like follow us wherever this is posted, and we'll bring you more stuff if you like it, and we'll get more stuff from our racing lives and racing in India in general. But also we'll go touch on Formula 1 and a lot more into Formula 1, I guess, and anything we fancy that week, I guess. But yeah, from me, from Vignesh, and from Gaurav, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.